What's up guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be making pepper soup. This pepper soup is delicious and it also has amazing healing powers, so if you want to see how I made it, stick around. My name is Uju and you're welcome to my kitchen. So let's talk about the ingredient guys, and the first on the list is our Scotch bonnet, and this guy is the star of the show. Pepper soup is usually prepared with like red hot chili peppers, and this is just to like bring out the genuine spiciness of the soup and, you know, release the aromas of the pepper, because peppers actually have their own aromas and their own nutrients that they have aside from being spicy. We also have ginger and garlic, we have parsley, we have onions, red onions, you can use white if you want, and green bell peppers, which is also optional, but if you add it to your soup it definitely amplifies the flavor, so I would advise you to. For my protein, I'm going to be using tilapia fish, but you can actually use whatever kind of meat you want. You can use shrimps or chicken or goat meat or tripe. You can even mix whatever kind of protein you like, you can use for your pepper soup. So I'm also going to be using sweet potatoes, but you can actually use yam or plantain, or you can actually leave your pepper soup plain. You don't have to add anything. And these 4 bad boys are the holy grail of the pepper soup. These seeds are the holy grail of the soup, you know, they're used for pleasure and medicinal purposes. Not only does it add amazing flavors to your pepper soup, but it's actually good for your body and soul. When I say my pepper soup is healing, these are the ingredients that make it a healing pepper soup. So I've taken out time to label out each ingredient so you guys can pause and have a look in case you're interested. But quick question, I wanted to find out what this nyanga nyanga is called in your dialect, because where I'm from we call it yokriyo, but I just couldn't get like the correct spelling of that, so I put something, you know, that was more general on the web. So please let me know what you guys call that in your dialect. So let's get to cooking. So before I blend my spices up, I'm going to toast them in a frying pan for a few minutes, and I'm just doing this because it helps intensify the flavors, okay? If you just pound your spices or you just blend it and pour it into the pepper soup without heating it on the fire for a few minutes, you know, it won't taste, the flavors won't be, I don't know. But when you do it this way and you blend it up or you pound it and you put it into the soup, the flavors, the aromatic oils, everything comes out and it just makes your broth taste 100 times better, okay? So don't miss this step. Even if you're pounding, make sure you toast your spices for a few minutes. So now I'm just throwing everything into the blender, my onions, my green bell peppers, my 4 bad boys, the Scotch bonnets, everything I showed you guys at the beginning, apart from the fish and the potatoes obviously. I'm putting it into the blender and I'm just gonna blend it with hot water. I'm also using hot water for the same reason I just gave you guys, to help release those flavors, okay, before they go into the broth, because we want our pepper soup to be flavorful. We want all those medicinal juices, you know, to ooze out and help our bodies, okay? I was actually making this pepper soup for my husband because he was so ill, and I was like, you know what, I got you. I'm gonna make you some good pepper soup that's gonna make you feel better. And guys, actually when I made this pepper soup for him, his throat actually opened up because he had a flu. So if you have a flu, all my people in UK in the cold weather, you know, you're looking for something to warm you up, you're feeling a bit under the weather, this pepper soup is for you, darling. Try it and you'll never make your pepper soup in any other way. So now I'm done blending, I'm just gonna strain it, okay? This is another thing, I don't like to put the pepper shafts and everything from the blending into the pepper soup. I used to make it like that before, to be honest, but when I discovered this method, guys, I've never gone back, okay? It just gives me a clear broth, smooth broth. It has this velvety feel in your mouth. There's nothing wrong in you pouring everything in. If you actually like that, you can do that, but this is the way I do it and it always comes out amazing. So try this way one time and I bet you won't regret it. now I'm done straining. I'm going to be adding some vegetable oil to the pot, and I'm also going to throw in my yanga as well, so everything can boil together for a few minutes before I add the potatoes. And I like cooking my potatoes for like 8 minutes before I add the fish, because you know fish does not take time to cook, so I like to make sure my potatoes have some time before the fish, just to make sure they're soft. I'm also going to be adding some chicken stock powder and salt, just to make sure it's well seasoned, to make sure the broth tastes good. And you know, the last thing you want to be doing is stirring the broth when the fish is in there, because the fish will scatter. So you have to make sure your broth tastes good before the fish goes in. So once I'm done doing that, I'm going to cover it and allow it cook for 8 minutes before the fish goes in. Guys, this recipe is really easy. It's something you can whip up in 30 minutes literally. If you have all the ingredients in your fridge, 30 minutes you're done. Like I said, fish does not take time, but if you're using any other type of protein, it might take time, because obviously you might have to boil the meat. But it's a pretty straightforward recipe and it does the work. So now I'm taking the potatoes out of the pot, and I actually wanted to put the fish, you know, just into the pot on top of the potatoes, but I don't know why I decided to take them out and then put them on top of the fish. But you can actually just put yours on top. It doesn't really matter, because everything still went to the bottom at the end of the day anyway. So yeah, I actually seasoned my fish, you know, behind the camera. I cleaned and seasoned my fish behind the camera and allowed it marinate for like 2 hours. I just seasoned it with paprika, ginger powder, garlic powder, stock cube and salt. So I'm just adding it to the pot, and then I'm going to pour my potatoes on top of it and allow it cook for like about 15 minutes, and food is ready. It's all done. So guys, I was just thinking about it, and I don't think we can actually attribute pepper soup to any tribe in Nigeria. Like, it's just one of those dishes that we can all relate with. I think the only difference is, you know, the way we prepare it, or maybe the spices used, because I can't say pepper soup is an Igbo dish or Yoruba dish or Efik dish or Hausa dish, because we all make it, right? Even non-Nigerian people make pepper soup as well. It's just the difference is the way we prepare it. And I know I've been saying it's delicious, it's amazing, it tastes good, but it also has amazing benefits, guys. Pepper soup is good for flu, it's good for sore throats, it's good for like coughs. Even here in Nigeria, I don't know about other parts, but like when women, you know, have children, they usually make pepper soup for them. It even increases your breast milk supply, I think. I'm not sure about this, I have to check. But when women give birth here, their mothers usually make them like big bowls of pepper soup, and it helps your belly. It's also a belly blaster as well. Guys, the list is long. Like, just make sure you have some pepper soup in your fridge, okay? Especially this recipe. If you have any friend or family feeling under the weather, whether it's blocked nose, stuffed nose, just push this recipe to them and thank me later, okay? So you can see how it's looking. My fish is cooked. Guys, the aroma was out of this world. I know I said I made this pepper soup for my husband, but I actually had 2 bowls of this pepper soup. That's how good it was. And I know you might be asking, where's all the potatoes? They're still in there, but they actually sank to the bottom. so you see them in a minute. But we've come to the end of the recipe, guys. I just topped it up with some parsley and it's ready to be served. Another thing about pepper soup is, I know I've been saying it's medicinal and all that, but you can also serve it as your events, you can serve it as a starter, you can serve for appetizer, you know. So you can see pepper soup is a very versatile dish, so many things it can go for. But anyways, that's the end of this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Please don't forget to give me a thumbs up and also subscribe if you did, and I'll definitely see you guys in my next video. Bye.